So let's go with the tip first. The face is very important. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give a generous tip, wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much. Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. Why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? Gave him some fat stacks. Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Yeah, I might have to raise an objection. Yeah, it's just gangster. That was a thick roll. Thick money. The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typically fair for people like him. Come on, Edgeworth, play the game. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? I was going to ask you that same question. He's got a point. I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for any of my hard work. I still get paid more than Gumshoe, though. He gets nothing. He owes people money when he does work for them. So, supposing the roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment? Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Juan Corrida. Then the bellboy witness saw, yes, he was the assassin. Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card of Shelley the Killer left at the crime scene. Shelley the Killer. He's the person the police specialized investigation team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out. Oh? Yes, it was like the sound of continents colliding. Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. This is when we ask him about the face, because he's going to say, I recognize that guy from when he came to ask Maya to go to the lobby to take a phone call. What? Mr. Powers, please testify as to what you saw. Yes, sir, right away. This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say the room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Now I think about it, that bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean... yeah, thank you very much. That is all we need for now. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let's first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer, then we shall see. So, the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. Yeah, Shut up, Edgeworth. This is no laughing matter. Sorry, Mia. Mamma Mia. Alright. He had to go to the bathroom. What time was it? Ah, well, I don't remember. The award ceremony ended around 8 PM, right? I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that. Then I came back, and then I went to the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 by that time. You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers? Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say congrats. That's when the bellboy we saw earlier came out of the room. Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yep. And how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform after all. But you see, well, he had those stitches on his face. Ugh. So I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt. Which room did the bellboy come out of? Corridor's room. The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and the teddy bears. It was Wan's room, all right. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? Now I think about it, the bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Again, why? What exactly was so out of place about him? Right, right, right. Left, left, left. Shut up, Edgeworth. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's going to say next. Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed. That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart, he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I agree, that's a bit strange, Mr. Powers. But is it really unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? Not really, no. He may have delivered something by hand. What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide? Pull a fast one. There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really, really is. But there really, really isn't. Shut up, Edgeworth. If you two are done being school children... No, we're not. You smell. Bellboys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever. Your Honour, I ask the witness provides previous statements be supplanted with this new one. Edgeworth. Are you going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious? That's it, yeah, he could have delivered the whole cart. You know, they pushed the cart into the room, it doubles as a table. I mean, they had tables in the room, so maybe they didn't need to. They could just put the trays on the table, then bring the cart out, but not always. Sometimes they could leave the cart in. Or he could have just brought something on a tray by hand. Put it there. The guy was carrying a tray with him earlier. I see, very well. This court recognises and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please. Yes, sir. Right, let's go back. I thought it was kind of strange for a bellboy to come out of a guest's room empty-handed. Is it now? So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed. The devil makes work for idle hands, you know. Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand, and there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it. Juice? What kind of juice was it? I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice. If we could come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed, some sort of proof, then I think we can dodge the bullet on this for now. Well, that would be the crime scene picture. It shows the bottle of tomato juice on the tray and the glass. Sounds like another job for the court record. But let's question everything else first. He had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. Please don't be so quick to judge. But it's kind of a Powers family thing. Think of every person as a thief. Well, I guess a thief and an assassin are both sneaky and silent. That's not the point, Phoenix. In any case, if that bellboy was the assassin, it would be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin, you know. Yes, but... can't give in yet if you want to prolong the trial as long as possible. You're gonna have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. Alright, so with this one we can present... Which one would it be? Oh, it's going to be all the way down here. Here it is. The tray, the bottle, the wine glass. This is why. He just left it in the room. course, that was 5 minutes before the murder, so he probably also left a dead body behind. But still. Mr. Powers. Yes. God, he always looks so nervous. Like, sorry. You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing that it must be true. But isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches, and you know, people thought you were suspicious as well. You know, you didn't actually kill anybody. So, a baseball has stitches. Are you saying that all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? What? Nope. Well, they're also, I mean, what about him being empty-handed? Oh, yes, that. I asked that the court would please take a look here. This is the crime scene. There's a wine glass sitting here next to Mr. Corridor's body. The liquid inside the glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Corridor's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. Ah, but what? That would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. Ah, but can you prove that Mr. Corridor was already dead at that time? Mr. Edgeworth, can we? Yes. I blame you for leading me down this route. I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us? Is there? Yes, your mother's meatloaf recipe. Oh, and the bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed? What? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. What? That bellboy? He was wearing gloves. Shock horror. You know, with the coronavirus going around right now, everybody's wearing gloves. What's your point? Gloves? Yeah, pitch black leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves? Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind. Ah. Boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Because, you know, black leather gloves. Super suspicious. Alright, gotta focus, can't get lax. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. That bellboy was wearing black leather ones. I mean, it is kind of weird. Even if you say, oh, maybe he just wore his own because he couldn't find the others. They're supposed to have white gloves because that's when they check surfaces for dust, and then it shows up on the gloves. So, a football is made of leather. Here we go again. Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather? Nope. But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. What's going to be up next, you know, for... Are you saying this is suspicious? And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy. I know, all the sports references. It seems we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. I was going to say exactly the same thing, Deepest. That just entered my mind. I was going to say, the next thing going to be, are you saying that the tennis ball is suspicious because it's yellow? Tennis ball was the next thing I was going to say. Damn. Get out of my brain. Oh yes, please tell us more. Okay. Their second meeting. After leaving Bond's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room, then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. Tennis balls can be lime green, you know. That's true, yes. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, went next to the defendant's room. Yeah, I kind of saw all that by accident. Some accident. I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's start, shall we, Mr. Wright? Cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. After leaving one's room, the bellboy knocked on Matt's door. That's what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me? I may be a poor underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, from the door of the bathroom, with my left eye, in a sort of sneaky, spy-like. I knew he was spying. Spire. Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know. He gave something to the person inside the room. What was it? I said, hold it. Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. Should probably ask him only one question at a time, just so he doesn't get confused. Yeah, who was the person he was giving it to? So who took this something the bellboy handed off? Because Matt was supposed to be taking a nap at that time. It would have been Adrian Andrews, right? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? And you're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah. Well, it was Mr. Onguard's room, correct? So it could have only been Mr. Onguard himself, I'd say. And then, what did the bellboy do after that? Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing, the old guy left. Well, I'm going to question this again. But if he saw an arm, was it gloved? Because Matt took a nap in his outfit, right? So if it was a bare arm, it would have been Adrian Andrews. Alright, so more details. Ask about the something. He gave something to this person. Yeah. And what was this something? Ha ha ha. If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I? But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kinda small. Was it this? Like a button? No, we already know that Adrian Andrews absolutely definitely cut the button, or ripped the button off of the outfit. That's something we already... B-Ig, B-Rain, M-Oment. Yes. It'd be this figurine. Why would it have many thin cuts on it though? Like, where did that come from? What would the many thin cuts be from, I wonder? Something kind of small. Would you like to summarise the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind? When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm. Yes, yes. It was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important? Wow, he's asking Edgeworth instead of me. This feels great. I suppose that, yeah, they are the cat claws, I guess. Maybe the cat scratched it up after it was brought back to the house. But then again, If he handed the object to whoever was inside, how did that bear end up back at the house? I don't know now. I'm not so sure anymore. Because, I mean, we could say that it was taken out of the room for some reason, don't know why. Brought to Matt Onguard's room, given to Adrian Andrews, and then somehow it ended up back at Matt's mansion. The cat takes an instant disliking to it and scratches the shit out of it. The claw marks could be more recent. I was thinking, why would there have been scratch marks on it? Thinking they were on it while it was in Corridor's room. So that's not necessarily the case, but how would it then go back to the mansion? Kind of weird. Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. Magic. Hell yes. I like that. I mean, you know, in this game, Mia can inhabit Pearl's body and, you know, grow big and have boobs and everything. So, sure, why not? Everything's out the window at this point. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please try to remember that it was the bellboy. What was the bellboy handed off? Well, let's see. I think it was... no. If you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, yes, sir. He gave something to the person in the room inside. If I saw it again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue. It is. Okay, so... I wonder why. I mean, they must have had to retrieve something, right? A wooden bear-shaped figurine covered in many tiny cuts. What if... what's inside it? What does it open up? Like, maybe if you screw the head off or something? And would the suicide note have been inside? That would be amazing. God, I hope so. Oh, because his mission wasn't just to, you know, kill one corridor. The only reason he would take this bear out of that room is if Matt needed it for something. We found the bear the next day after the murder, right? We found this. This bear was in Matt Onguard's house. It was in the room where Maya found the TV set, and we did that the last time we streamed. We had a session where Maya, we you know, were able to see things through her eyes. Went into this room with the satellite dish and the videos and the TV, and that bear was in there. But then when we figured out that Maya was at Matt's house and they all rushed there, this bear was in the living room in front of the door to that room, in front of the cat flap actually. Which intentionally, I guess, means that the cat scratched it. That might be Maya's way of saying this bear belonged at the hotel, but it's here now and she's figured it out. She put it in front of the cat flap to say the cat scratched it. Perhaps. But why would they want it removed? What's the point? Keep a trophy? Matt doesn't strike me as the type. He went to the carefulness to, you know, have the assassin be recorded doing the crime so he would have it as insurance. Why would he then retrieve incriminating evidence? Maybe he asked the assassin to also find the suicide note and bring it to him, and it was inside the bear. Maybe he knew it was inside the bear, and he told him, bring me that wooden bear. So Matt might already have had the suicide note and gotten rid of it. Yeah. The old guy left without going through. I'm going to finish questioning all the things first. Where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Onguard's room? He opened the door and, to the Viola Hall. Went in there, and who knows after that, right? I do. After that, you went to the bathroom and then back to your seat. Did you see anything strange or suspicious or just out of the ordinary at that time? Oh yeah, I saw that one thing. What? You saw something else? There was this jittery alien with a ray gun. It was watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker. I think we can forget about the alien. Well, Mr. Power's testimony just now was just as vague as his first. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clearer. Although, that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about a lose-lose situation. Right, okay. I'm going to question it first and then we're going to present the evidence. A statue? Yeah, it kind of looked like one, I guess. If I saw the actual thing again, I'd probably remember, you know? Looks like for this trial to proceed, I'm going to have to come up with whatever this statue thing is and show it to him. The game is literally like, dude, it's the statue. Seriously. You're going to have to trust your instincts on this one and take a chance, Phoenix. Thank you, Obi-Wan. Well, Mr. Powers, let's continue with your testimony. What did the bellboy do afterwards? No, actually, we want to know about this. Tell me, Mr. Powers, have you seen this bear before? Dot, 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 dot. What was the point of that pregnant pause? Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up. Oh, it was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, there's something you saw. Was it this item? Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out. I recall we found this at Matt Onguard's mansion. The defendant's house? What did this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the Killer assassinated one corridor in his room, then he stole the wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Then the bear being found in Mr. Onguard's mansion would mean... It goes without saying, Your Honor. Matt Onguard is the killer's client. Order! 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 I said order! Mr. Wright, this is a most unfortunate turn of events for you. Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's all right. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure you would find your friend Edgeworth would have. Yes, he would have. I almost forgot about that he knew about it too. I think it's clear there's no need for us to continue this trial. Can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright. There are still a few points that we have not yet fully explored. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to explore further? The person who received the bear. There was one thing in Mr. Power's testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. He gave it to the person inside the room. I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of... Ah! Oh God, what? Huh? Could the witness please refrain from going crazy? Thank you. What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. Oh yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remembered who took the bear. Oh, what? Really? I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm? It was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear it. I was gonna say, But that could still be Adrian Andrews dressed up as the Nickel Samurai because she'd already done the framing, but she hadn't yet. This guy killed him first, and this is just after the killing. That's really bad. You've got to be kidding. Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai. Order! Order! Looks like you've dug your own grave, yet again. How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Matt Ungard is the Nickel Samurai. Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer. What am I supposed to do now, Mia? Help! You don't have time to act lost. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry! Hold it! Your Honor? The game, Mr. Wright. It's going very well, yes, Luigi. But, oh yes, I'm so happy with this. We've already removed any and all questionable areas of this testimony. It's about time you were removed from this court, Mr. Wright. I have to find something. Even one more little point will do. Yeah, poor Phoenix. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull? Oh well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright. What about the bear itself? Well, let's try Power's testimony first. Mr. Power's testimony, of course. Huh? Oh god. Your insanity stupefies me, Mr. Wright. We've already clarified all questionable points during the cross-examination just now. Well, I want to unclarify them, then re-clarify them, okay? Wasting time like this, calling the testimony questionable. I'd say it's your head that's questionable here. Ugh, no! Alright, fine, I'll take that hit. Because I didn't save it. Yes, I agree. The cross-examination went smoothly. There was nothing wrong with the testimony. Here we go again. Please wait! I've been very persistent today. Because I can't let it end like this. I know my outburst just now was a little questionable. Questionable indeed. But there really are some questionable points left to discuss, Your Honor. What are you trying to pull? Can't have that again. The bear itself. I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable. The bear, Mr. Wright. This was found at Ungard's mansion. However, Mr. Ungard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. This is what I was saying. How did it get there? Oh. I mean, if he handed it off to him, that means he must have handed it back to the killer, who then took it with him. I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible that it was Mr. Ungard who took this back to his mansion. Why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There's no way time-wise for the defendant to have taken the bear home. Ooh, disaster averted, it seems. Oh god. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Mark my words, I will have you. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Ungard's mansion. We have the area completely surrounded, there's no way for him to escape. I can't believe it, that butler, all this time he was the killer. The killer and Ungard were working together, so to speak, and the killer was hiding at Ungard's mansion, as its butler. What a bold move! The bear figurine was brought back to Ungard's mansion by the killer himself. Yeah, but it was just handed off to Ungard. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Ungard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. You assume, but when you assume you make an arse out of you and me, so put up or shut up, Edgeworth. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? I think we've heard enough. We know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Yeah, edgy butt. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Ongard. I see no reason for this trial to continue, therefore I will hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth. Any last objections, Mr. Wright? Well, do I? What should I do? Well, you know what? The thingy isn't flashing. Fuck y'all! I object! Again! Because you're objectionable. There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted a bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at Mr. Ongard's mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. It's Edgeworth. The real client? Yes. Tisk tisk. Is this all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Yeah, in a moment. Just gonna save real quick. No reason, just because. Prudent. Who do you say is the killer's real client and therefore the real murderer? Franziska von Karma. No. Maybe. Could be. No. Old bag. No. Adrian Andrews. Celeste Impacts. From the grave. This was years in the making. On her death, money was transferred, with instructions to wait a few years then kill him. I mean, we could say that he tried to have himself assassinated because he was tired with life and blah blah blah. That's a stretch. The only other person that would make sense is Adrian Andrews. Because we know that she wanted revenge against Matt Ongard. She tried to frame him for murder to begin with. We could try to draw it out with that and say, well, she might have actually done this herself. Adrian Andrews? Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt Ongard for the crime. We know that some of the evidence was definitely her work. He wore the spare nickel samurai costume. Ah! Then the nickel samurai arm that I saw. Well, no. No, it couldn't have been Adrian Andrews. But, you know. What about Mr. Ongard? If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. Then, finding this figure at Mr. Ongard's mansion is a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Boom! Yes. Even Powers was like, could be. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic, because there aren't any. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I cannot fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on, anybody. I can't believe the defense would go as far as to pin the guilt on someone else. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, unbelievable. What an asshole. Fuck you, Phoenix! Woo! This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on. Even Mia's like, I'm disappointed in you, bro. That's low. Oh, that is so low. Order! All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor? For the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with this what-if game. This what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered. Why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? Yes. He's right. What's the point? The killer did specifically bring the bear to On Guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Ms. Andrews. Who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Ms. Andrews herself. I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. Ah. Oh god, I forgot how evil he looks. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage, don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt on Adrian. Oh, I swear this demon will pay. Back to the void with you. Mr. Nick. Pearls? Where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. Maya. A really strong power. Oh, he's giving up all pretense on the innocence now, yeah. He doesn't care anymore. Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe. Beep. How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. Whew, that's good, pal. What about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are? Well, we still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time. If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come to this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's being rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent! Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. This is cheating now. This is like using a no-click command in a video game to look through a wall. She's looked a little dusty. Oh, she's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Are they near the Very Big Circus? Oh my god. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal, the Very Big Circus. Oh no! Maya is somewhere within 300 feet radius of the main tent. What? Oh, hold on a sec, pal. I mean, if that's the case, that's going to be like 300 feet is in the compound. That's going to be where the dormitory was. Draw a circle on that map about 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry! This is like an episode of 24 here. I'm loving this. Quick, Mo! Distract Shelley with bad jokes! And then Maximilian Galactica can just fly in and swoop her away. Yeah. And then we can sick the tiger on them. You know, go kill. And I could see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like it was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so. Oh god, is it gonna be in that guy's room? I forgot now, the disabled guy. The guy in the wheelchair. It's gonna be in his room, isn't it? I bet. Is there a monkey in there called Money? Is there a pile of treasure? I heard her, an old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Beep. Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry and bring her a cheeseburger. Looks like we're out of time. Are you all right, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. You've done your venom. Nice. Excellent. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. And now I said burger, I'm getting hungry. The court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to the client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you've been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Ms. Andrews? Of course I have. You've seen it before? That's right, it's only natural the witness has. Ms. Andrews, could you please enlighten the court as to this bear's secrets? Alright. Why? Why does she... Like, this was always on his nightstand. It was his lucky bear. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. I knew it. I knew it. It was inside. The suicide note's inside. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's just a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Interesting. So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it? Yes, Professor Layton time. Yes, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. You also look like Samus, but you are not. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Well, gee, thanks, Udgy. Yeah, Layton was really good. I only played the first one and I almost completed it. And then I got to a puzzle that was really, really struggling. So I thought, I'll come back to it later, and I never did. So, there we go. You would recommend playing the spin-offs of Layton and Phoenix Wright? I've heard they were good, yeah. Looks like there really was something to that bear after all. Okay, this is an elaborate puzzle. A puzzle? That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figurine. True enough. The people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess this was a puzzle. What kind of puzzle is this exactly? If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart a piece at a time. So you can take it apart. How would one go about doing that? One piece at a time. Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Ouch. Oh yes, I see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Ooh, this is most interesting. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. Oh god, he's doing it. He's doing it! Come on, Judge, you can do this. Oh! Don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. I think he lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? At its centre is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Phoenix and Maya had a voice for that once, before Dual Destinies. Oh really, they did voice acting in future games? That's cool. That would save my voice. How do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Oh. It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then this was a present from you? That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for one. So it was a present from Ms. Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. That gives her reason to want it back. If we ever want to throw this along even more. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. Who exactly knew how to solve the puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are that many people with the same bear in this country. This looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get at what was inside. Well, it's a toy. It could never be the same again once it's broken. I mean, you could saw it in half, yeah. Like, fuck this. You really can't tell it's just a jewellery box by looking at it. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or a jewellery box? I never told anybody. Yeah, but Matt spied on Juan to the point that he knew he was going to expose his dirty secrets. So, yeah. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. The two of you, huh? Then of course that means that Mr. Ongard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. Figurine updated. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realise that there is one very important fact we've uncovered, and that is this. The bear is actually a jewellery box. Now we've agreed to this point, there's one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside the box? What's in the box? What's inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness? Yes? You're the only one who can open this. Please proceed. It comes. All eyes are on Ms. Andrews, and as she solves the puzzle, takes the bear apart. I've opened it. Suicide note. Is this what you wanted? What's that? It looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note. The suicide note? The note left by One Corridor's former manager, Celeste Impex. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, One Corridor himself, and kept close to hand. It seems Celeste Impex had very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. The note damning the shit out of Matt Ongard. Order! Witness, do you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan, so she knew it was there. This is where our thing's gonna fall apart. Her entire shtick has been getting her hands on this note so she can burn it and get rid of it. Which sheds more light on when she went to Juan's room and found him dead. She wouldn't have then been in receipt of it. She would have been looking for it to get rid of it. Damn, this is gonna ruin it. Hey Ariel, how's it going, buddy? So, okay, let's just see where this runs. Quite the complex. Yeah, this case is really good. It's had some good twists. I have enjoyed this so much. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere because it had already been taken by the killer. Here we go. This is torpedoing us now. Everything's going at Edgeworth's pace, so now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? Yeah, the plot thickens. What is written on the note? Here we go. At least that's what I would think. And that's going to swing it all back around to Matt on guard. I believe it's only appropriate the contents of the note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? Went through so much just to get my hands on it. I was going to burn it for her sake. Because this is, you know, we can't really say that our suspicion that we've cast on her now is valid anymore, because she would have burned it if she received it. So it would have been dead already. So, yeah. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud. I'm not sure that's the judge's job to be reading out the evidence. That's the prosecutor's job. Oh God, what's on the note? Yeah, so basically, the case is that this guy, Matt Ongard, was tried for the murder of this guy, Juan Corridor. They're both actors, playing superheroes from two different studios. There was a rivalry between them. We found out that Matt's manager, Adrian, was seeing Juan Corridor, but we found out the truth is that she wanted to find this suicide note, and he wanted to embarrass Matt Ongard by having a scandalous relationship because of the rivalries. There was no real love there. The suicide note is Celeste Impax's, which is Adrian's manager, Adrian's like mentor. She committed suicide 3 days after Juan Corridor, who she used to be the manager for, broke off their engagement. And the reason they broke it off is because Matt Ongard apparently had been in a relationship with her before, and he was like, oh well, don't want this then. And she committed suicide. But Matt Ongard looks like an innocent, sweet boy. He's really a nasty little shit who likes to use people and chew them up and throw them away. And she wrote all that shit down on that note before she killed herself. This note damns him in the public eyes. It's like the true expose of who he is. So yeah. This shows that he had a reason to have Juan Corridor killed, because Juan Corridor hid the note and was using it. He was holding on to it for the most opportune moment to reveal it as part of the rivalry. And Matt figured out that he was going to use it after their competition to see who wins the prize of being the best superhero, and if Juan lost and his jamming ninja persona lost, boom, he was going to reveal this. So Matt has apparently hired this guy called Shelley the Killer, not John Doe, to kill Juan Corridor and retrieve that suicide note. And that's where we're at. Matt is evil. Yes, good job, Sherlock. Alright, very well. Let's see what's on the note. And the problem is, we know Matt's guilty, even though he is our client, and we need to get him a guilty verdict and not feel sorry about it, but our assistant Maya has been kidnapped by the killer after Matt was arrested, because this is part of the aftercare insurance policy stuff, and he's forcing us to defend him. And at first we were like, well, it's because he is innocent. He didn't kill him, but now we found out he hired the killer, makes him just as bad. So yeah, we're in a shit situation now. We're trying to stretch it out as long as we can because the police are hunting down the assassin. They know roughly where he is now. So they're going to rescue Maya, hopefully. The judge's voice rang loudly and clearly through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impax left to us a record of all that had happened to her about being used and thrown away by Ongard, because she was also his manager before that. about being engaged to Corridor and On Guard's role in destroying that, about how she decided in her despair to end it all. Yeah, that's it. They're near a circus. The clowns are going to be going in. And that's all Miss Impax had to say. There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Ongard. Then what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for the murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, one was going to make the contents of the note public. Which is something we knew, but we didn't know this was specifically it. He was the one who was going to hold the fake Nickel Samurai press conference and confess something. And she was helping him. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word. Matt Ongard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. Suicide note added to the court record. It's Ongard's fault that a woman killed herself, and this time even went as far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible, what a selfish person. Man, that lawyer's such a bad guy for, you know, yeah, there we go. Guess the slimeball lawyers defend anybody now, blah, blah, blah. There's no room for doubt here. Mr. DeKiller's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note, and the only person who needed that note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. Like, this is literally hurting Ongard's career, it's amusing, yeah. I mean, right now he's got to be thinking to himself, oh, fuck this, but yeah. Seems we've come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of the situation through one of those. He's like, gotta find someone else to blame. Yeah. The gavel is already in the judge's hand. Hurry, Phoenix. The suicide note or the figurine, which one of these should I pursue? I can save it, yes, cool. Okay. What could we possibly... Yeah, in before Phoenix gets accused. You did it! What could we possibly take apart? So let's suicide note or the figurine. Oh my god. And the flashing little health bar at the top tells us that if we get the wrong one, we're screwed. I'd like to get it right on the first try. I know I save scum a lot in this game, but I still want to get it right the first time. Especially after that one time when it tricked us up into thinking we had picked the right one, and then we went through like 10 minutes of shit just to get told it was a game over situation. And I was like, ah! Damn. So, we know the figurine is incontrovertibly handed off. The suicide note is probably going to be it, because that's the new thing we cast doubt on. The butt. Let's try this. Objection! Please wait, Your Honor. Rabble, 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 rabble. Oh man, look at that lawyer. Scumbag! Still going at it. He doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. I think Your Honor believes that Matt Ongard killed... I think Your Honor believes that Matt Ongard killed in order to obtain this note. Yes, that's correct. But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. Edgeworth's like, he knows he has to play along, though. This note was hidden by Mr. Corridor until the night of the murder. If that's the case, I say that Matt Ongard could not have known what was written on this note. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. Exactly. But I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. And I just told you, and now you have to do something about it. No one in their right minds would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. True. Order, order. You make a very valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. Oh, there it is, the smug bow. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. It could have been the deed to a farm, to my Stardew life. Yes. I can't wait for Witchbrook to come out. That game looks so good. Chucklefish have another good game in the works as well called Eastward. I'm looking forward to that. It's like a post-apocalyptic pixel art roleplay adventure. I can't wait to see that game. Oh. But there's no release dates on either of them yet. They just got a bunch of new games under their umbrella and have got like the small developer teams working, and they're looking to publish on their behalf. Oh, it looks good. So excited for that one. Yeah, me too. Witchbrook looks like it's going to be amazing. Harry Potter meets Stardew Valley. Like, yes, please. I'll take that. It has. It's been in development for like 3 years nearly now. Well, I think we saw it about 2 years ago. They showed the first couple of screenshots, like the concepts, but they've reworked the art of the game to take it in a slightly different direction, so that must have taken them ages. It's all hand-drawn. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. Oh god, he's going to talk about the camera now. What is that? It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? Yes, what you do when you want to watch people without them knowing, Judge. What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. What the hell? Edgeworth! Did you go through my pockets, you son of a bitch? Yeah, spying. Matt Ongard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. You must get it. Yeah, me too. It would be really, really good, that game. The what now? We're talking about a game called Witchbrook by Chucklefish, the same people who did Stardew Valley and Starbound. They're making one that's like Stardew Valley meets Harry Potter, like a wizarding school and town and that kind of thing. And it looks really good. I can't wait. And the victim, one corridor was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Ongard. Order! Order! Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You don't tell me you knew about the client's spying activities. Well, sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this. Didn't? What? I thought Gumshoe... No, Edgeworth gave that to Oldbag. I guess he went and got it back. Delayed by a minute here. Yeah, you did seem to be lagging way behind. But yeah, try refreshing, that kind of thing. Yeah, this is Gumshoe's spy, like, sweeper thing. He seduced her for it. Ugh. Ugh. No. No. Thanks for that. Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Matt Ongard's fingerprints were on there. Well, Phoenix, looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Ongard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. Got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter to that. Or do I? Oh, Mummy, is that man the bad killer? Shush, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating, it's just so ew, nasty. Ugh. Phoenix? Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next? Yeah, I need to run away and hide and become a hermit. Does running away like a frightened child work? Only if you become a hermit at the end of it, Phoenix. I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? Don't look at the horrible man. Avert your eyes, child. Yeah. Piece of evidence he should really investigate. The heck is that gonna be? I have no idea what she's talking about. Everything that I'm looking at here has either already been used to death, maybe it's because the spy camera that was there was set to only run for 1 hour from 8 PM. How, if he was watching constantly, you could understand. He would have then potentially seen that's where the suicide note was. But what was one corridor taking it out of the bear every 5 minutes and taking a look at it and putting it back again? He only reset it to record from 8 PM for 1 hour, so it was there to film only the murder and nothing else. So that could put Edgeworth's theory out to pasture. I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Because he had, yes, thank you, it is the camera. He had the camera and he gave it back to us later. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Just tell me! It's like, no, because then the player would know. Phoenix. He doesn't realize he's being played by a human being somewhere behind the keyboard, and he's so confused why people keep talking in riddles, like, why are you giving me a puzzle if you already know the answer? It's like, yeah, but it's not for your benefit, it's for someone else, sorry. Can't tell you. No, that would spoil things. I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, don't you have any further objections? You don't have any further objections, do you? What is this piece of evidence that Maya's talking about? I can't. Can I figure it out? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? Present it. Are you telling me Phoenix doesn't actually exist? Oh, I am. I'm just saying he does exist. It's just he has no control over his destiny. Child. That lawyer is a bad guy? Cool. I must get that haircut. Yes. Are you here to break my heart? Yes, I am. I have an objection, Your Honor. Here we go. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. There you go. How about that? Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go easily. You're beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? Shh. So, you're telling me that I forgot something. You're so close, Edgeworth. So close I could practically save the game just in case I'm wrong. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I do believe some special examination is needed, but I think the item that should be examined is the defense's grey matter. Oops. Mr. Wright, After this trial is over, I would like to see you in my chambers. Oh, hello. Oh, not like that. Okay. Wait, what? No! It wasn't then. How much does his barber charge? Yeah. He charges him per spike. It's like $5 per spike that he needs putting in. Damn it. Alright. Something about this piece of evidence. I was pretty sure, I mean, we'll agree, right? My reasoning there was kind of sound. That Edgeworth is saying that, well, he has spy cameras everywhere and he would have known exactly where that note was and what was on it and blah, blah, blah. Yet, this spy camera that we found in the victim's room was only set to record for 1 hour. It's very unlikely. Highly unlikely. Maybe the picture? Yeah, but I don't understand why. Why would he need to examine the picture? I mean, what are we trying to prove with it? I don't know what we're trying to do with it. Yes, come to my chambers, Phoenix. I will see you in my boudoir. Why, Judge, never knew you felt that way about me. Maybe the transmitter. Changes the footage taken by the spy camera into radio waves and transmits the data. I mean, that just basically proves Edgeworth's point that Matt was watching. Because we know that the transmitter was sending the data to his house. We even found all the gear to receive it there. This is the only thing related to it then, other than the camera, is the fact that he's saying he would have known the note was there. This is Ms. Impact's suicide note, right? Who knows? I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear. But this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on this suicide note has yet to be analysed. Oh. So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impax or not, has yet to be even remotely confirmed. Was Matt at his house? Oh damn, I missed something. I think that what they're saying is that in the past, he's been watching him regularly. You know, this is not the first time he's planted cameras to watch where he goes, so he may have known that it was in the bear in the past. That's what Edgeworth was saying. Mr. Wright, are you saying this suicide note is a fake? Ms. Andrews? You were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Ongard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning the figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. There go the glasses again. Ms. Andrews, you wrote the note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt on guard. I did no such thing. Yes, her glasses explode when she goes into, like, no mode. Right, if you're going to pronounce the suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Oh god, yeah, sure, why not? Let's just save it again first. Oh, she does, yeah, they explode and then she pulls another pair and just puts them on. It's like, what? What? She has a very expensive Specsavers subscription. Well, I mean, you buy one pair, you get a second pair free, right? So, as the advert usually says, they're not free. You get the frame free. You still have to pay for the lenses. Or is it the... No, it's the other way around. You get the lenses free, you have to pay for the frame. Show the court some evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. I think you told us that before, didn't you? That was in the first game, I think. That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note? It is as the defense has stated, the handwriting is yet to be analysed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we've reached a point where the verdict is impossible. Possible. Oh, that's impossible. The only thing that is possible right now is impossibility, Edgeworth. Deal with it. This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry the trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. I'm sure she has one of those coats with all the pockets in them for glasses. Oh, yeah, definitely. She's a glasses saleswoman. That's a side job. Exactly. That's how she can afford them. She's getting them at, like, you know, discount wholesale rates. And then she's selling off the spares that she doesn't break. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and the defense further investigate handwriting analysis. My butt, that's the lawyer trying to buy more time, blah blah blah. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty, 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 guilty. Damn. Wait, whoa. What is that sound? That, my friend Judge Boy, is the Steel Samurai theme tune. It also means Maya's safe. It's Gumshoe. Beep. Hello, Gumshoe? Sorry, Your Honor, I'll be with you in one moment. What is it with him? And what's with the sigh? Where's Maya? What happened? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say, besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you, I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found this hideout, pal, but the two of them were already gone. This is terrible. I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more. Guilty. Yeah, listen to this, Gumshoe. You hear this? That is the sound of no more time. Alchemist, hello. It's an ex machina. Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. Can't do that. Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls afterwards. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Mr. Edgeworth? Please, you've got to buy us some more time. Court is in session. Beep. Damn, Edgeworth, you cold. You've been sneaky ninjaing, have you? Nice. Wow, Edgeworth. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm reluctant to do this. However, it appears I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. This time I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day.